What's going on, everyone? This is Ace and welcome back to The Reckoning. And today I wanted to talk about an exciting project that has been in the works for a little while now. And as you can probably tell by the title of this video, it's about the upcoming Lady Death video game titled Demonicron. I basically just wanted to let everyone know about the updates we've gotten up to this point and make everyone aware of the project, as well as talk about some of the team members helping bring this project to life. But before we dive into it too far, don't forget to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, click the bell as well so that you don't miss out on any of the awesome Lady Death, Hell Witch, and Evil Ernie content we have coming your way. Your support is always appreciated, and so now, let's begin. So just to go over the basics with you all, and some of the reasons why I am so excited for this project is, number one, this is the very first video game for Lady Death. And like many of you, I love seeing Lady Death be expanded into more and various media. We have had a card game in the past, and of course her animated movie, and her story within comics is the bread and butter. But I also enjoy gaming to some degree, and Lady Death has the elements to make a kick-ass video game. The second reason why I am so excited for this might not be a surprise to many of you, but I am a Chaos and Coffin comics lore fiend, okay? I want to discover everything and, of course, most importantly, share with all of you. I love the characters and the worlds that Brian, Mike, and Steven, and all of the incredible artists over the years have created and helped bring to life. Ash Nichols is the director of Art and Play, and Art of Play is the developer of the Lady Death video game. And they are now actively contributing to Lady Death's world and mythos. Yes, that is correct. The events and story within this game are canon, as Brian and Mike are indeed collaborating with Ash for this video game when it comes to creating and writing the script and story. That's it right there. That is all I needed to hear for me to pull the trigger, and so I will be picking up the physical copy of this game for the PlayStation, as I am also a physical media enthusiast and don't do that digital crap. I'm sorry. As long as I can avoid it. Now, while we don't have much detail on the story itself, I will share what is currently listed on the Kickstarter. All Lady Death wants to do is mourn her fallen friend in peace. Then an infernal portal rips open and a throng of demon scum storm the cemetery gates. Little does Lady Death know that the most brutal battle of her undead life has just begun. So this is interesting, as I want to know what friend has just passed away. I imagine, if we're trying to fit it within her story, that it would be one of her friends that we've already seen, like Jake, the young innocent young boy who grew up to be mostly a cyborg, or Hellrider, who was a sleeper agent by the Hellborn Elders and unfortunately perished as well. And it could also be Visago, Lady Death's steed, which she has a very close bond with, of course, who at this point had not been resurrected and slowly coming back to life thanks to Madame Voodoo. My money would probably be on Visago, but we will have to just wait and see. Continuing on with the description of the game, it says, malevolent forces tear Lady Death from one realm to another, from the stinking corpse pits of hell to an undead heavy metal festival, to a demonic dinosaur catastrophe, to a cannibalistic and industrial nightmare. Through it all, one true ally stands at her side, Ravenheart, a haunted warrior armed with a savage sword and a touch of death. But will his strength be enough? Okay, and actually guys, scratch everything I said before about who I think the friend that passed away was, because this little detail changes everything. First off, the fact that we get to play as Ravenheart in this game as well as a second playable character is amazing. Sounds like he will be a brutal character with a lot of strength, but in typical game fashion, I bet he might be maybe a bit slower than Lady Death. I don't know for sure, but that's usually how games like to balance things out. But if he is going to be helping Lady Death, then that means that in this story has to take place like in the past, before Ravenheart died, or before even Lady Death's children were born. So this is very intriguing and got my curiosity going to where this story will take place within Lady Death's timeline. Lastly, Kickstarter says, hunted through the time and reality, Lady Death must slash and burn her way through the horrific hordes while unraveling a sinister mystery. It will take every ounce of her courage, cunning, and dark sorcery just to survive, and in the end, Lady Death must face her most fearsome, most malicious, most lethal adversary yet. Okay, so again, sounds like a powerful big bad will be the main boss for the game. I honestly have no idea who this will be, but that's what we know of the story so far, and who our main characters are, Lady Death and Ravenheart. For the style of the game, Kickstarter says it's an all-new side-scrolling, sword-slicing, magic-wielding, 15-level multiplayer beat-em-up that merges the best aspects of 1990s 16-bit era arcade classics with a killer 90s industrial metal soundtrack. Hell yes. Yes, the game is going to be a 2D arcade style beat 'em up, which I am totally down for. Knowing Lady Death, it will be gory and badass. I love reading Lady Death and her going through hell and various worlds, slashing and fighting her way through hordes of demons and creatures, and so now that I actually get to do it, or at least in video game form, and it matters to the overall narrative of Lady Death, I cannot be more excited. More and more I am getting away from video games as the industry practices and just overall general titles that come out don't really interest me. I've literally been dwindled down to just the Yakuza games, and even now they are starting to fall apart to some degree, so I will be so excited to play this Lady Death game, and Art of Play shares a lot of my values when it comes to gaming. No online bullshit, no pay to play bullshit, and a love for physical media. I also want a video game with a full and complete story, beginning and ending. I don't want any of that constantly continuing DLC, online games. Just make a good game, and in a few years, make the sequel. Okay, I'm sorry, maybe that's too old school for a lot of people, but that is to me the proper way to do gaming. So Art of Play has my full support, and I have already pre-ordered my copy. I will put the pre-order link and the Art of Play website down in the description, and I highly encourage you all to back the game and or share this video to tell anybody who wants to play as the kick-ass warrior that she is. Oh, and the game will be available both digitally and physically. It will be on the PS5 and the Switch, and it sounds like also on Steam as well. So let's now get into the most recent updates of the recording of this video. Most importantly, when the game is coming out, and it looks like it will be June 29th, 2026. Yes, the game will be coming out this summer. So again, don't waste time and pre-order the game. Ash also shared several details into where things are in the current development cycle, and I will share several of those with you here now. All levels up to the final boss battle are in place. Lady Death is complete, and they are happy with her moveset, and they will be now looking to perfect Ravenheart. They have a killing system titled Damned Ways to Die, which I will be curious to see what that's all about, and they also have boss executions, which I'm assuming will be like epic finisher moves. All visuals in the game are complete with the exception of something called the Vault, which, get this, is a storage room for Lady Death's swords that she collects throughout the game, which is pretty cool because it sounds like we get to switch out for multiple weapons. The team is over halfway done with all the sound effects within the game, and they have begun internal testing of the game, and it sounds like Ash and Mike will soon be doing the final tweaks for the script of the game so that they can properly begin auditions for voiceovers, which sounds really exciting. But that is most of the details that I'm aware of now, and on screen I've been sharing with you guys pictures and footage of gameplay, character models, and enemies that we will see within the game. I think it's turning out great and could not be more excited and grateful for the team's hard work. Speaking of the team, I also wanted to again shout out Ash, the director of Art and Play, as he is pretty much the face and voice that has been giving us updates with the new game. He couldn't make it to Swarmfest as he fell ill, but definitely seems to be going full gears ahead with the updates that I shared with all of you. He mentioned that his team had to go through some transitions, but for the most part, Ash has communicated all of this with us and is extremely transparent. But there is a gentleman I want to bring up named Anthony Spay. I don't know him personally, but I think the Sworn Nation, or just maybe even us that are excited for this Lady Death video game to be a possibility, owe him such a thanks, because from my understanding, when Art of Play was looking for a new title to work on for a project, it was Anthony who brought up Lady Death and got Ash connected with Brian and Coffin Comics. Not only this, but Anthony is such a talented artist in his own right, as not only did he work on this Lady Death video game and on Art of Play's prior game, The Phantom, but he also worked on a chapter of Lady Death for Coffin Comics, the chapter titled Nightmare Sympathy. His art on this chapter in Lady Death's life is not only some of my favorite, I would not say no to him doing more if ever a chance, but it is just such an important story within the overall narrative to Lady Death, and absolutely one that I constantly go back to. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that Anthony played such a major role in all of this just existing, and that's also why, if you haven't heard already, but Ash did make the announcement that Anthony was diagnosed with cancer cancer sometime before Christmas. Now, he did undergo surgery and has returned home, and it sounds like for the next 3 or so months he will be doing post-op treatment. But for obvious reasons, Anthony will not be returning to Art of Play currently. He will be looking to finish the Hellcate artwork, which I believe was one of the Kickstarter tiers, when back on his feet and ready to do so. All I can say, Anthony, is that I wish you a speedy recovery, and my heart goes out to you and your familia. Get well soon, and thank you for absolutely everything you've done. Sworn. So yes, I know the news about Anthony is hard, but please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. I know Ash had made mention about planning a fundraiser by selling some of the Lady Death Demonicron and their other video game Phantoms artwork for people who wish to support Anthony, as the proceeds would go to his family during this time. So be on the lookout for that. I will be putting links of Art and Play's website in the description, as I mentioned earlier, if you wish to pre-order Lady Death Demonicron. You can look on Facebook at their webpage for good updates as well. And you guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on the first ever Lady Death video game. Will you be backing it, or have you already pre-ordered? What do you think the story will be and the elements of the game that you are most excited for? As always, I love seeing what you guys have to say, and so that will be it for me today, you guys. Tell everyone you know about Lady Death Demonicron, and I will catch you in another video. So until next time, take care.